Hi, I'm back for another week, another update on my life. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing better than me, because I'll be honest, I'm in a bit of a weird headspace at the moment. I'm not feeling. I'm not happy with some things, and I'll go into detail and talk about it in a minute. But just generally, at the moment, there are some things on my mind that I don't know. It has me questioning myself. Um, so I have been, well, this probably doesn't come as a surprise anymore, but I've been spending a lot of time by myself. And during that time, I have been thinking about many different things. Um, but when I'm alone, my thoughts tend to, they kind of, I'm trying to think of the word. Um, they they always seem to go in the same sort of direction. If I'm by myself, um, and I have no external stimulus to occupy like any of my major senses, like my sight or my hearing, whatever. Like if I'm watching something or listening to something, I'm fine usually. But if I'm just sat here in silence, which is something that I sometimes do, my my thoughts, they kind of turn inwards and I begin to think introspectively. And I start thinking about myself, my life, my choices, decisions, recent and, ones that I've made in the past. Kind of everything, really. And recently, I've been thinking about my relationships with people and how I'm not actually happy with any of them, I don't think. Um, okay, maybe I should specify like the newer relationships that I've made with the people like at university, the people that I've met since I moved here. Um, I I came here to university with some personal goals. I don't remember what they all were exactly. I'm pretty sure I listed them out in a previous video. Um, but I can think of a couple right now, just off the top of my head. I wanted to, on top of in doing all of my normal uni stuff, I wanted to improve certain aspects of my life. Like I wanted to improve my physical health, which is what I've done. I would say I have achieved that goal, or is currently like doing that. So like that's an ongoing thing. Like that's happening. So that's fine. I wanted to improve my attitude and proficiency towards food and making food, like actual meals, because when I was at home, like sure, you know, I spent some time in the kitchen, but most of the home cooked meals were cooked by my mother. I just, she made food for everyone, like mothers do. And then, also taking into account the environment at home, which didn't facilitate the freedom that I was wanting when it came to like preparing meals for myself. It was difficult to actually get into the kitchen and spend time cooking something for myself because of the people that live there. But that's an issue I've already talked about plenty of times at this point. So when I came here, I wanted to improve upon that as well. I wanted to, I suppose this wasn't like an active goal that I had in my mind. This was more something that I just expected to happen, but it was also something that I wanted to happen as well. So it was a goal, but it wasn't one that I actively thought about, which was boosting my confidence as a person and becoming more comfortable in uncomfortable environments or situations. And I would say I've done pretty good with that as well. I'm a very different person now to who I was a year ago. A lot's changed. My attitude has changed. I would consider myself to be more extroverted now. I wouldn't say I am an extrovert, but there are things that I am more willing to do now, and I don't necessarily avoid people or social interactions or things that I used to avoid all the time. I would just stick to myself and do my own thing. But coming here to university has kind of forced me out of that bubble and put me into situations where I actually have to talk to people and maybe feel a bit uncomfortable. But I think because so much happened all at once and so quickly at the beginning of the first semester that I didn't even have time to get anxious about that. And so fortunately I've been able to kind of get over that hurdle without even really thinking about it, which has been great. I'm not saying that I'm 100% comfortable just walking up to anybody and saying hi and starting a conversation. I still wouldn't necessarily do that, but if people approach me, I'm more open to conversation or just talking in general. So some progress has been made there as well. And so those are just some examples of goals that I had for myself before coming here. That's not every goal, but it's just just a couple. But the one that I wanted to talk about today, which I guess the the last one I was just talking about, it wasn't an active goal. It was something that I expected to happen and wanted to happen, but it wasn't a goal that I was actively, thinking about. I guess I just knew that it was going to happen naturally because the more time you spend with people, the better your relationship gets. And that's exactly what I want to talk about: relationships, friendships, connections with people. I have made friends since I got here. But I don't know if those friendships are built upon honesty on my behalf. I don't know if that makes sense or not, so let me explain. I think I approached almost all of, because of my history with like anxiety and like social anxiety, and not necessarily being comfortable talking to people. I think because I knew that I would have to do that when I got here, I approached all of those opportunities for social interaction and connection and stuff with almost a guise. Like I was kind of putting on a mask and just acting through this mask, or from behind this mask. And looking back, I don't know if I've been 100% genuine or honest with the people that I have made connections with. Now, I'm not saying that I've been lying to people, like I haven't, but I don't think I have been myself, my true self, the person that I am behind closed doors. It feels like I've faked my way through these friendships so far, except for a couple. Like, I have specific people in mind that I'm referring to when I say that I haven't been like as genuine as I could have been. I haven't been doing this with everyone because I haven't felt like I've needed to. It's, for some reason, it's only certain people that I have felt the need to do this with. And it's strange because I don't know why I have kind of chosen these people to act this way for. It doesn't quite make sense. And it's starting to become a problem because my perception of them has shifted quite dramatically since I first met them. And over time, I have begun to realize that maybe I'm not being respected or appreciated enough because I haven't been my genuine self. I don't know. Maybe that's not the reason. I do feel like I'm not being appreciated or respected enough, but I don't know what the reason is. I'm just kind of throwing ideas out there. But that's what I have a problem with at the moment. It's certain people. I have, obviously I'm not going to name names. I mean, you wouldn't even know who they are anyway, but the point is, these people, I have put, in my opinion, a lot of effort into forming and building friendships with them. But it doesn't feel like it's been reciprocated to the same degree. And initially, I didn't even like that didn't even cross my mind as an issue, right? It was just, we were still new to each other. I was being me, or what I thought was me. They were being themselves, and we just kind of went from there. But over time, as I have witnessed more and more of their how do I put this? I've been witness to more of their like manifestations of where am I going with this? It's really hard to explain without like just saying it straight up. But then if I do that, it kind of, I'm trying to keep this vague, for the sake of people's privacy. As time has gone on, I have witnessed more and more of their like actions or responses that haven't met the same standard as mine, if that makes sense. Like the effort and whatever that I've put in, it hasn't been matched. And over time, I've noticed that maybe that's for a reason. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's not for a reason. But regardless, it shows a lack of respect, I think. And it's finally started to hit me. Because, like I said, for the longest time, it's just like I haven't even thought about it. We've just continued on as normal as we can, I guess. But there have been quite a few occasions where a lack of decency or respect has been evident, and in the moment it's made me feel bad and maybe slightly upset, but I've always brushed it off because I'm someone who annoyingly can forgive people quite quickly, especially if what they've done isn't that serious. Obviously, if someone does something quite serious to me, that I'm probably not going to forgive them, or it'll still take a very long time for me to do so. But I would say I'm quite a forgiving person. Or I can kind of brush things off because I'm someone who tries their hardest to avoid conflict, and I feel like if I start taking offense to things or openly admitting that someone else's actions has made me feel bad, or like something that they did I didn't like, then that's going to start some sort of fight or argument or whatever, and a form of conflict, and that's exactly what I'm trying to avoid. And I think that's an issue that stems from years of, well, the bullshit that I've been dealing with at home. I've talked about it plenty of times. It feels like there is a constant animosity in the air, and at any second, like a tiny little thing could just come out of nowhere and cause fights and arguments. And it's happened before. It's the environment at my home is not a happy one. It's not a comfortable one. There's a tension in the air, and it feels like people are at each other's throats constantly. It's horrible. It's a horrible place to be. It's why I don't want to go back. But I think that's where this issue has stemmed from. This issue of not wanting to, cause a problem for other people. I want to be accommodating. I want to, I want to be the person that kind of just gets on with everyone, I guess, and doesn't seem to have a problem, or something like that. But recently I've started to realize that I don't think that's a healthy way to go about things. I need to set boundaries. I need to um, I need to tell people when they've done something that, like, annoys me or hurts me or upsets me or whatever. Because if I don't, they're just going to keep doing it, and it's going to cause this problem, which is exactly what I'm having right now. But it's so hard to open up about those things, because I guess another, like, issue that ties into this is a fear of loss. I have a significant fear of loss, losing people, losing things, whatever it may be. Because I've experienced many instances of loss throughout my life. I've lost people, I've lost friends, and it's awful. It really is. It's one of the worst feelings in the world. And so I think that's another reason why I haven't been able to do it, is because I'm so scared of losing people and losing the progress that I have tried so hard up until now to maintain, and to, these relationships with people. Like, I'm just afraid of losing them, and then I'm by myself for the rest of my life. Obviously that's not going to be the case, but I'm being dramatic, but you get my point. I think as well, it displays a lack of self-respect by not doing these things, by not speaking up. I'm not respecting myself. I'm not putting myself first. I'm allowing others to cause harm to me, and I'm just suffering in silence. And it's frustrating, it's upsetting, it's leaving me feeling like I'm doing everything wrong, and the fact that I don't feel like I can be genuine around people as well, yeah, I don't know. It's hard, but I think moving forward, I have to start speaking up. I have to I have to speak up for myself. Um, tell people when they're doing something wrong. Tell people when they do something I don't like, if it's aimed towards me. I just need to say something, regardless of what, what may happen afterwards. Because I think if I start doing that, I'll start attracting people that actually respect me as well. Like, if I am clear in my morals or my principles, or, I have a clear sense of integrity, and I, I know what I like and what I dislike, and if I can set those boundaries and set up those things, it will show people that I do have self-respect, and I can say no when I need to. So yeah, that's been on my mind for the past, week, I suppose. Also, I guess to add on to that, at the moment, I don't feel like I don't feel like I have anyone in my life who has chosen me, if that makes sense. 'Cause I love to talk to people, right? Even if it's just over text. I thrive in that social interaction state. Like if I'm having a conversation with someone, I'm happy. But at the moment, I don't feel like people are talking to me. I think it feels like they're just replying to me. Like no one is going out of their way to ask me how my day is. Or no one is going out of their way to see if I'm doing alright. Or, checking up on me, whatever. Like no one's doing that for me. Yet I do that for so many other people. And it's a very clear imbalance there. I'm putting so much more effort into these relationships, and it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like anybody wants to actually talk to me. They're just replying to my messages. They're replying to the conversation that I initiated. Now, this isn't everyone. There are some people, like a select few, who, perhaps this doesn't apply to. But the majority, which, granted, isn't that many, the majority of people that I regularly talk to, I mean, it's exactly that. It's people that I talk to. I am the one to initiate the conversation, and then we have a conversation, but it doesn't feel like they're there because they want to talk to me. It feels like they're just replying to my messages. And maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. Maybe I'm expecting more out of these relationships than what is standard, but it doesn't quite make sense to me why I would choose to spend time with people who don't choose me. Like, I want people to choose me too. And I need to somehow shift my attitude or perspective or something. Something needs to change within me in order to attract people that actually want to talk to me. People who actually initiate conversation, ask me how I'm doing. Send me a message in the morning saying good morning, or send me a message at night saying good night. Like, these are all the things I do for other people. And no one does it for me. And it's upsetting. I can't lie. Now that I've thought about it and realized that actually no one is matching my effort, no one is matching my motivation to communicate. So all of that just says to me that I haven't found the right people yet in my life. And sure, there is still plenty of time left for that to happen, but it's going to be a very long 4 years at this university if I can't find at least one person who chooses me. You know, I just want one person who goes out of their way to say good morning, to ask me how I'm doing, to ask what I'm up to at this time, to say good night, like whatever. Yeah. So I've been having some trouble with relationships recently, and that's kind of it, I think. I mean, now that I've like talked it through and said it out loud, it seems quite clear to me what I have to do. But I think what I'm going to do is bring this up in a well-being session at the university, maybe sometime next week. I'll book a session and just ask to talk to someone, a professional, about this and see what they say. Because I'm pretty self-aware. Like I can pinpoint problems, and I can usually, after talking about it or thinking it through, come to some sort of conclusion or solution. But I don't know, it might be nice to just get a second opinion as well. I'm planning on talking to a friend about this exact problem tomorrow, because this has been on my mind, like I said, pretty much all week. But I think actually it's been on my mind for longer than that. This week, I have like actively realized it, I guess. I don't know, but it's been bothering me for a while now. And I need to find a solution, because I can't continue like this. I can't allow myself to be stepped on and, you know, all these... yeah. I just want people to respect me. Maybe I'm blind to... Maybe I'm blind to people's respect or appreciation. Like, maybe I'm just not seeing it, you know? Maybe it's there and I'm just not realizing it. But if I really think about it, I don't think it is. Like, even now, I'm trying to find, like, reasons why this may be happening to me. I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, even though I know that there's nothing there. Like, this is a problem, and I need to solve it, because I'm halfway through my first year at uni. Semester 2 begins tomorrow. I think it lasts for like another 12, 13 weeks or something. We finish in... well, if it's 3 months from now, it'll be May. We finish in May, and then that's the first year of uni done. That's crazy. And then we go back in September, which, by the way, from May until September, that's our summer break. That is so fucking long. What am I supposed to do for that amount of time? I cannot stay here by myself, all alone, for that amount of time. I have to do something about that. Like, I have to, I don't know. I'm going to have to go home, I imagine. At least for a little bit. Maybe not for the whole time, because that sounds miserable as fuck. But, yeah, no, I cannot be by myself for that length of time. I think I might actually go insane. But that's a problem that I don't necessarily have to worry about right now. I will say that there's a potential opportunity to go to South Korea for the summer. There's like this summer school thing, I guess kind of ran by the university. I don't know that much about it yet because they haven't really told us much, but I'm hoping to learn more about it during the next semester, because I would love to go to South Korea for the summer. Are you kidding me? It's like 4 weeks long. I get to go for a month. And when you're there, you can choose like a course to do. And I think one of the options was photography. And I am so down for that. Oh, I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the channel, but when I finished high school, I was going to go into college to do photography, because I've always kind of had a knack for it. Like, my mum has always said that I have the eye for photography. I mean, maybe that's just my mum being my mum and, you know, encouraging me to do things, but I do genuinely enjoy photography. I like taking pictures. I have a camera. It's a bit old now, but I do have one. And, you know, I think it's great. So if I go to South Korea for a month during the summer and do photography, like, that is the ideal getaway. Obviously, it's not free, but, you know, if I can make it work, I will absolutely go. 100%, no doubt about it. That's going to be my summer if I can do it. I might even stay for longer if I can. I mean, why the hell not? It's so cheap over there. Like, everything is so cheap. Food is cheap. Accommodation is cheap, I think. Although I can't, you know, be I don't know that one for sure. But I know that the food is cheap. So I'm sure I could probably stay for longer if I can get over there. Would be great. But yeah, so semester 2 begins tomorrow. I have my new timetable, which isn't too bad, although last semester people complained about early starts, like 9 a.m. starts, which, you know, understandable. No one really, well, except for maybe me, because I wouldn't have a problem with a 9 a.m. start personally, but a lot of people don't want to wake up that early and go and study that early in the morning. So people were complaining about 9 a.m. starts last semester, but this coming semester, tomorrow, I don't have any 9 a.m.s, but I do have 3 days where I finish quite late. So tomorrow, I finish at 6 p.m. And then on Thursday, I finish at 5:30. Same on Friday. So 5:30, Thursday, Friday, 6 p.m. on Monday. That's when I finish. And I'm not exactly thrilled by that, I'll be honest, because since I began exercising regularly and trying to eat better, my appetite has grown, and, you know, I have 3 meals a day. Like, I'm eating regular meals now. And I get hungry at regular times. And 5:30 is usually when I start to get hungry. But then I've got to walk home, which, granted, doesn't take that long. But I've got to walk home, and I've got to, start the cooking process as opposed to eating at that time. So, I don't know. It's whatever. I'll live, I guess. But, yeah. So, my timetable isn't terrible. I still have... Wait, which day do I have off? It's Wednesday. So last semester I had Wednesday and Thursday off. This semester I only have Wednesday off, which is fine. I've got Korean twice a week, phonetics twice a week, and then descriptive grammar of English once. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible timetable. Thursday's my busiest day, but I'm glad that I don't have 2 days off now, because last semester I was in Monday, Tuesday, and then it was 2 days off, and then I was in on Friday. And at that point, like at the end of the week, I wasn't like in the mindset anymore to learn. I'd already had 2 days off, and I've got to go back to learning, and then I get another 2 days off, and it's just, yeah. If I could go in every day, I would. But that doesn't seem to be the case. So 4 out of 5 days, that's fine. Whatever. But yeah, phonetics. We were given some essential reading that we have to do every week, and there's some for tomorrow, which I did today. And the reading wasn't too bad, but it went into detail about the physiology of speech, and it talked about the various processes and like muscles and things that occur in order for a speech to happen. It was actually kind of interesting, I won't lie, but if that's just like a taster of what we have to expect this coming semester, I'm a bit nervous. And looking at the breakdown of the weeks, yeah, we've got initiation, whatever that is, phonation, sure, articulation 1 and 2, obstruent consonants, whatever the fuck that means, sonorant consonants and vowels, vowels continued, co-articulation. Like, it's, yeah, there's a lot going on. And we have an exam in the second week. The second week. So basically, the way that this module is assessed, we have 5 online exams, and then one like in-person exam. And the online ones are like spread out throughout the module, and the first one is in the second week. So we really have to pay attention in the first week in order to do well on the tests in the second week. So that's going to be fun. Now we have to do it 5 times. Thankfully, the online tests, which, by the way, I'm not entirely sure how they're going to do the online ones, because what's stopping us from just Googling the answers? Unless there's some sort of like thing in place that prevents us from like leaving the page or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, online exams, sure, why not? They're only worth 30% of the final grade. So the majority of our grade will come from the in-person class exam, which is fine. Like, that makes sense. But yeah. So that's how phonetics is going to go down. And then Korean, I've got my first Korean on Tuesday. Oh, actually, I think we can. Can we? Can we look? Oh, I think we can look. Oh, exciting. What are we doing? Oh, I see. Oh, I forgot about that, yeah. So the way that the Korean module this semester is assessed, there's a reading, writing, and grammar exam, which is worth 60%, and then there's an oral exam, which is worth 40%, and I'm not looking forward to that one. No. So it looks like we're doing future tense, which we've already covered. Yeah, future tense. Sure, okay. We've already done future tense. Whatever. What else? Present tense for expressing near future. 아요, 어요. 이번 주말에. Oh, Lindsay를 만나요. I am meeting Lindsay this weekend. Sure. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like it's all just future tense. Oh wait, there's also... Oh, okay. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it right now because I've got Korean on Tuesday. Not tomorrow. So I can look at this tomorrow. But yeah, so I am looking forward to getting back into like regular uni stuff. But yeah, I do have some, as I've already talked about, some things on my mind. I'll try not to let it overwhelm me or bother me too much, and maybe I'll figure out a solution that actually works, so that I can get over it, so to speak. But yeah, it will be nice to go back to like a schedule again, have a purpose to wake up in the morning. I mean, to be fair, I already have a purpose to do that. To do me what? Anyway, so yeah. This week has been pretty quiet. Not much has happened. I did take a friend climbing on Monday for the first time. It was their first time. That was fun. They enjoyed it, but they... I mean, yeah, they told me that they enjoyed the ones that they could do. The ones that they couldn't do, they didn't enjoy as much, but yes, it's fine, whatever. I think there was plans to take another friend climbing, but that didn't happen. They were feeling a bit burnt out and wanted to do other things, which is absolutely fine. I've been talking to the new friend that I made, not last weekend, but the one before, I think. Has it been 2 weeks now? I think so. We've been talking back and forth, a little bit of Korean, a little bit of English, mostly English, I'll be honest. I need to actually, I need to push myself to talk in Korean more. Because not only is it good practice for me, but it will help them to actually understand our conversations. But yeah, that's been going well. Very lovely person. It's very enjoyable to talk to them. What else has happened this week? Not much. I went food shopping. That's not exciting. I did laundry today. I've obviously been climbing every other day. I went climbing today, Friday, Wednesday, Monday. So I went 4 times this week. Yeah. Climbing's going well. I kind of realized, well, not really realized, but, well, I don't know. I've been trying to push myself a bit further than normal, in order to elicit like some growth in my physical capabilities. But the climbing's been going well, I'd say. My arm hurts at the moment, but that's because yesterday was my rest day. However, I found myself doing pull-ups in a park. Yep, just doing pull-ups in a park, and it was raining, so it was a bit slippery. I didn't hurt myself. Well, actually, no, I did, because I was doing pull-ups, but the rain didn't cause any injuries. Like, I didn't slip or anything. But yeah, I think I pulled something in my arm. So when I went climbing today, I couldn't stay as long because my arm hurt. But I will rest and get back to it on Tuesday. So yeah, I mean, it's been a quiet week. Not much has happened. There were plans to hang out with a friend today, but they were busy at work, so they couldn't do it. We're going to do it next weekend instead. I've been out for a couple of walks, stuff like that. The usual. Honestly, now that I've kind of like talked about it and how like my weeks have been, I am definitely glad to be going back to uni. Just to have something to do, somewhere to be, you know. I'm getting tired of these 4 walls. Like there's not much to do in this room. But there's not much to do outside of this room either, so I'm a bit stuck, you know? I'm looking forward to seeing people again, even if I don't talk to them all. Just just people. Just having people around, seeing people. So, yeah. I think that's about it, honestly, for this week. Like, nothing else interesting has happened. Oh, wait, never mind. Okay, so it's actually not as exciting as that reaction made it seem, but I watched a bunch of movies earlier this week, specifically the Hunger Games movies. I watched every single one, including the most recent one, which I think is a couple of years old now. I don't actually know when it came out, but the most recent film in the Hunger Games series is a prequel to the first movie. So I watched that one, which was the first time watching it for me, and then I was like, well, I can't just watch the prequel and not watch the rest. And so I watched the rest. And I watched all 5 over the course of 2 days. I really, did not do much else on those days. But it was fun, though. Like, I really enjoyed the Hunger Games, like, films. Also the books. I read the books as a kid. Yeah, good stuff. I enjoy that stuff. So that was fun. That was something fun that I did. I was going to say something else before I remembered that. Oh yeah, I tried playing some video games this week, and I played a little bit, but yeah, my motivation to play video games is just not what it used to be. I just can't bring myself to sit down for a prolonged period of time and just play a video game. It's just not there anymore. But I mean, I can do it if I was with a friend, but I don't currently have any available friends to do that with. And doing it alone is not quite the same. So, yeah, that's been my week. Trying to think if there's anything else that I can talk about, because there's 4 minutes left. I really want to get to an hour. Maybe we just sit here in silence for 4 minutes. There's probably some people out there who would genuinely just listen to the silence. But I can't do that to you. Not in good conscience. That sounds boring. So I'll just talk about absolutely nothing. I'll yap. I'll yap my way to the end of this video. Maybe something will cross my mind that I can talk about. Although I'm kind of running dry here for things to talk about. I need to go food shopping tomorrow, like desperately. I have breakfast, but I don't really have anything for lunch. So even though I have a class tomorrow, it starts at 4:30. So I basically have all day or like all morning, most of the afternoon to go food shopping. Food shopping is so frustrating. I wish I didn't have to do it so regularly, but I do, because I eat so much now. I eat way more than I used to when I was at home. And like, yeah, that's a good thing, but it's not a good thing if I have to pay for it. Just give me free food. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't know. What time is it? 9:30. I was just thinking about going to bed, but it's only 9:30. If I go to bed now, I'll wake up at some ridiculous hour in the morning, and it'll be even longer before I have anything productive to do, aka go to university. You know what? How are you doing? The person listening to this, whoever you are, I know there's going to be some people. How are you? Are you doing okay? How's your week been? Are you just as shocked as me? Well, how do I... Hang on. Pause. Let me think. Are you just as shocked as me at how quickly this year has gone already? We've already blazed through January. That's gone. We are now like a third into February. That's crazy. This year is going by so quickly and nothing has happened yet. But anyway, I hope you, the person listening, is doing okay. Genuinely, I hope you're doing okay. And I hope that if you are going through something right now, that this video can provide some degree of comfort. I know it's not much. It's just me talking about. Well, it's me being very selfish. I mean, to be fair, it is my channel. I'm allowed to do whatever I want, but it is just me talking about me, you know? Um, but, you know, I regardless, I hope it helps in some way. If not, that's fine too. I'm not claiming to, I'm not necessarily doing this for that purpose. But if it does happen to do that for you, then great, you know? That's just a bonus. But yeah. Life is interesting. There's so much going on all the time. In not only like the global perspective, but individually. We all have our own little lives, our own little bubbles that we live in, and we just go through each day doing whatever it is that we need to do. And it's just, yeah, it's funny, isn't it, how life works? When you think of it like that, it doesn't seem that significant, but if you know, zoom in to the personal perspective, the world can be overwhelming and exhausting and painful and depressing, but at the same time it's also wonderful and enlightening and a perfect opportunity to learn and grow. Yeah. Anyway, I think that will do for today. That's enough of the philosophical questions and opinions and whatever the fuck I was just talking about. Thanks for listening. Oh my god, I almost fell off my chair. Thanks for listening. This has been another week of life updates from yours truly. Yeah, I guess I'll see you next week. And I'll have maybe plenty of stories to tell about my first week back at uni. We'll see. I doubt anything that interesting will actually happen, but you never know. That's life. It's unpredictable. But yeah, I'll see you next weekend. I hope you are doing well and the next week goes well for you. And yeah, I don't know, just take care of yourselves. I will do my best to take care of myself, and we will regroup for next week's session. Until then, good night and adios. I don't know. Bye. I get. Yeah. Bye. 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 Bye.